Hello and welcome to the end of a stressful week, but a big week at Artisan Electrics. And I'm super happy and excited to be live here with you guys on YouTube. So before we start, let's get everything straight. First of all, do me a massive favor and hit a thumbs up. It's going to help to push this live stream out to other people. So if you can hit that like button, that'd be a massive help. Also, if you want to join the chat, make sure you're subscribed and you can leave your comments below. We'd love to hear where are you joining from. I know that we've got an audience from all over the world, so it'd be really, really cool to hear where are you joining from. So hello, Mattman Slim is the first in the comments. Congratulations. Thank you for joining. And by the way, also double thumbs up just to let me know if the audio is okay. So we've got Sweden, we've got the Northeast, we've got Austria, Ireland. Oh, this is so cool. This is what I love about YouTube, is that we have such an amazing audience from all over the world. Bournemouth, not too far away. Yorkshire, Liverpool, Cambridge, local Cambridge person. That is awesome. Manchester, London, bring back the original title music. I have no idea what that means. But welcome to all of you who are joining this live stream. I was just saying at the start, it's been a manic week. I just managed to slide in here to the office at the end of a busy week. There's been a lot that's gone wrong this week, I'll be honest with you, and I'm going to tell you guys about some of the things that have gone wrong this week, but also some of the wins and some of the positive things that have been going on. And I just need one thing from you. If you have joined this live stream, is just hit the thumbs up, hit the like button. That's going to help to push it out to more of our audience so that we can get as many people in here as we can and make it a really, really interesting and fun live stream. And like I said earlier, make sure you drop in the comments where you're joining from. We've got people from all over in here tonight, which is super cool. So we've got someone from Lithuania, we've got someone from Manchester, from London, got someone from Hertfordshire, we've got Woodford, Austria, Reading, Denmark, a lot of different places. Lincolnshire / Germany. We've got a ton of people from all over the world. Sheffield, Finland, London, and South Africa. I mean, that just shows how international our audience is, which is super cool. I absolutely love it. So we've just hit 30 likes. So thanks to all of you who've hit the like button. If you haven't done so yet, please do. It really helps to just push the live stream out to other channel members. And just let me know in the comments if one or two of you could just let me know if the audio is okay, because sometimes these live stream audios can be a little bit problematic and I don't want you guys to be suffering with bad audio. So apparently they do have electricity all around the world. Amazing. We've got someone in the house from the Netherlands. We've got Nottingham, Colwyn Bay. Oh, and look at that, a super chat. Amazing from Blue Electrics. Thank you so much. And hey, thanks for the congratulations. So that is one of the reasons we're doing this live stream. It's just a little celebration because we've just hit 300,000 subscribers on the channel, which blows my mind to think that 300 people have watched our video. Not 300. Well, to be honest, it blows my mind that 300 people have watched our videos, but 300,000 people have watched our videos and decided that they wanted to subscribe to our channel. That's really sort of mind blowing. And thank you for those of you who are saying the audio is good. And yeah, it's just it's been a long journey, you know, years and years and years of consistent hard graft. That's what it takes to grow our YouTube channel, but not just from me, but from an entire team that works super hard behind the scenes to run this channel. And first of all, I just want to say a massive shout out and massive thanks to the team behind all the videos, because it's not just me. I don't really do that much of the work, to be honest. So we've got an amazing team who supports all of the content that we're able to put out every single week for you guys. And I really appreciate the team that we've got. Now, you might wonder, where am I? Oh, by the way, we're on 37 likes. Let's see if we can get that up. If you'd like to hit that, if you can hit that thumbs up button, guys, that really does help. I'm in our current office, and you might wonder why I say current. That's because we've got a little bit of an exciting announcement as well coming up. So make sure you stay to the end of the live stream, because I'm going to announce something that is pretty huge. In fact, got quite a few bits of good news to talk about, really. So it's exciting. I'm just reading through the comments, and there's some brilliant comments. So let me go through these. So can't wait for the update video with UKPN and their miscalculation. That is still a work in progress. Oh, 42 likes now. Thank you guys for those of you who've hit the like button. Yeah, that is ongoing. We've not started the remedial work there yet, but it is getting lined up. There's quite a lot of ducks to get in a row on that project, should we say. So we will keep you guys posted for sure. Thanks to say audio is good. Welcome from Portugal. And do you still talk to Corey? Yes, I do. In fact, I was speaking to him last night, as a matter of fact. 303k will be a golden play button any day. That'd be awesome, huh? I mean, really exciting to think that one day we will achieve that big million subscribers golden play button, and when we do, that's going to be an ultimate cause for celebration. But 300k is a nice step along the way there. And Anthony is right, we do get a fair bit of slagging off as well. So yeah, but that's all part of the game of YouTube. Unfortunately, you've got to have thick skin if you want to be on YouTube. So thanks to those of you joining. We've got 134 people live in the chat from all over the world, literally so many different countries. So if you've just joined, drop us a comment to let us know where you're joining from. I love the fact that we've got such an international audience, and also hit the like button, because that really helps to push this out to other people to be able to get more and more people to benefit from it. Chemical Gas says, you're still scared from only having 5k in the bank at that villa in Portugal. Yeah, I mean, it's been a journey, huh? I mean, right from the first days when I started the business with zero, just a little bit of a nest egg to buy some tools and rent a van, to where we are today with an amazing team and lots going on. I mean, just to tell you what I've been up to this week, so you can kind of get a little bit of a picture into a day in the life of Jordan Farley. So I'm here in our office in Cambridge right now. It's been the end of an absolutely exhausting week. Lots of stuff has gone wrong this week, but that's often because we're pushing the boundaries all the time, right? So for example, today we did our first ever Tesla Powerwall 3 expansion packs. A few things went wrong on that job that we had to figure out. Yesterday we did our first ever generator install, and quite a few things went wrong on that we needed to figure out. So I was working till about 6:30, 7 o'clock last night commissioning a generator. Then today we actually managed to finish at a reasonable time, and then I got a little fault find call out that just came in, so I jumped on that to help somebody get their power back on before the bank holiday weekend, because they were just prepping to have a load of friends around for dinner. And what else has happened? This week has just been nuts. Like, there's been quite a few team members who've been off sick. There's been materials not arriving on time. I should be doing the vlogs again, really, because this week would have been one of those epic vlogs about like the just the stresses and headaches of running a business, and all of the little things that can go wrong. It's just, it's just mad when you consider all the logistics. We've had team members with car problems. We've had pretty much everything that you think of. Yeah, but we made it, and it's Friday, and we got everything done that we needed to do, and we filmed some great videos this week. Wow, we're now on 54 likes. Awesome, guys. Keep it coming. Thank you for the likes. And I'm going to keep reading through some of these comments. So many EV chargers and solar to install and fix, and that is true. And solar is just absolutely so busy right now. And battery storage, we're doing some really big battery storage installs. We've done some over the last few weeks. We've got a few more even bigger ones coming up. It seems like every install at the moment is the biggest ever. It's sort of just going that way. So in the week after next, we've got our biggest ever roof mount solar install happening, over 100 panels across 7 different roofs. And unfortunately, we can't film that one because the client's very particular about privacy and stuff. It's quite a prestigious client. So we're not going to be able to showcase it on the channel, which is a shame because it's a really epic project. It's slate roofs as well, 7 slate roofs with 110 panels and like 100 kilowatt hours of battery storage. So that's going to be a really cool one. We got another one which is about 200 kilowatt hours of battery storage going in, and that's been a nightmare with the grid connection to get that one in. It's just been a real battle with UKPN, but we've got there in the end, and we've managed to come to a nice conclusion on that one. We've got some big ground mount systems coming up, another tennis court solar install that's coming up. So yeah, lots of cool projects to look forward to. So we've got people joining in from West London. We've got Umi, who's our amazing design engineer. We've got I don't know what that's about. We've got Norway. Great to see Ruben in the latest videos. Yeah, Ruben's doing really well. He's nearly qualified now. He's 4th year, and by about September, he should be nearly qualified. And next week, we've got a new potential apprentice working with us who is going to be doing some work experience with us. So that'll be really exciting to see how he gets on. That's sort of like Ruben 2.0. Because now is the time we need to start growing the team and getting more young people into the industry. So we're hoping to get 1 or maybe even 2 apprentices coming on board with the team soon. Wow, we just hit 60 likes. That's amazing. Thanks, guys. Welcome to all of those who've joined new. We've got a lot to talk about here. It's been a crazy week. I'm pretty exhausted, to be honest. I've also been feeling a bit rough. So if you can notice, I sound a bit bunged up. It's because I've got a bit of a cold or something, I don't know, or allergies, but I've just been fighting off something all week. So I probably don't look on top form, but I'm here anyway. We've got someone joining from Beijing. That's amazing. Anglesey, North Wales. 𝐒𝐵 2000 says, I was your 10th ever subscriber. If that is true, then that is epic, and you deserve a massive thumbs up for that. Thank you. And you know what I wanted to do as part of this live stream is to take time to thank you guys for subscribing, joining our journey, following our journey, because you know a lot of you have been here for the long haul, you know, right since I was a one-man band. You've seen all the highs and lows of the business and how we've grown, and it's really cool that you've been here to follow our journey, which is amazing. And for those of you who are channel members, massive shout out to our channel members. I'm not sure if there's any in the chat here, but let us know if you're in the chat. Our channel members support us, and in turn, they get access to all of the weekly vlogs that I did for like over a year. So there's probably at least 50 members only videos that subscribers haven't seen. And that just like I documented an entire year basically of running the business single week, day in and day out, and it was interesting to sort of document that. And they get early access to all of our videos, etc. So there's a couple of videos on there now which have gone up for early access that you guys will get to see over the next couple of weeks. So Stoke-on-Trent, Burnley, Norfolk, we've got York. And Matt Man Slim says, are you starting to see business pick up? I work in a completely different industry, management consulting, and we faced a downturn as soon as you appeared to. It's been a tough 2.5 years. It has been a tough 2.5 years. I mean, it's been quite the roller coaster, and I don't expect it to change anytime soon. And I've learned that as a business, you always have to be cautious, but maybe cautiously optimistic is a good way to be. So, you know, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. We've certainly been through rocky times. At the moment, things are really strong and really busy for us. But that can change so quickly, as I know. So, you know, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Yeah, I think that's an expression. You've just got to roll with it, and in the good times, you know, make hay while the sun shines, and in the bad times, knuckle down and survive, basically. And I know some businesses right now, it's survival mode because there's a lot of things that are up in the air. So, you know, it's it's not all sunshine and roses. There's lots of people struggling out there for sure. Wow, we're nearly at 70 likes, guys. So if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do. It really helps. So Chris says, I like watching the videos about shocking electrics. Have you ever looked at an install and just walked out? What's your worst? I honestly think the worst is the one that I made the video about, where the guy had done all of his own sort of like crazy DIY. But I've seen some that have come close as well, for sure. And some of them, to be honest, the worst I've ever had, it wasn't necessarily because of how bad the wiring was. It was just how awful the house was. You know, some people just live in absolute kind of squalor and live in it's like a rubbish dump, basically. And it's not safe to work in houses like that. It's like I've seen some crazy places. And to be honest, like we've got an amazing customer base, so we don't have to deal with places like that often. But I know some of you warriors out there who work in like kind of special housing and stuff like that. Like that is not easy. You come across some tricky situations and tricky customers for sure. I was your 126,521 subscriber. We love every single one of you subscribers, honestly. Every single one of you who's subscribed and sort of signed up to join us and follow us on our journey. It's really appreciated. You know, for me, 300,000 sounds like a big number. And when I think about like, it's a big stadium full of people, right? Like how many, I don't know what the biggest football stadium is in the world, if it can hold 300,000 people. I should probably ask ChatGPT that, but ultimately it's a big stadium full of people. But I don't just view it as like a sea of people. I view it as lots of individuals. And the reason, I think part of the reason for that is that almost every day I get to speak to individuals who followed our journey and who appreciate the content that we create. So, you know, I speak to customers. We're very fortunate to get most of our work from YouTube. And every time I pick up the phone, it's usually a customer who's found us on YouTube and they're super grateful for the content that we've put out, really enthusiastic, and they're really keen for us to be able to work for them. But also randomly, I come across subscribers all the time now. For example, yesterday we were on the NIC EIC technical helpline trying to sort out Lee's login for his NIC EIC portal, because they've just swapped over everything to a new web address and he was struggling to log in. And Lee was just on the phone with the guy and he said, my name's Lee or whatever. And the guy said, oh, what's your company name? Artisan Electrics. He's like, oh, I thought I recognized your voice. And he was a massive fan of the channel. And then I chimed in and said hi as well. And Ruben was there. And it was just really nice. He was like super happy to speak to us and really excited. And he was just a big fan of the channel and watches our videos all the time. In fact, the fact that he recognized the voices of all the various team members shows how much of a dedicated subscriber he was, because he watched pretty much every video. So that was really cool. And then I spoke to someone earlier today who was like, oh, all of the women in our office say all their husbands watch your videos. It's like a kind of construction company, so yeah, really, really cool. Anyway, let's see. So Hong Kong, amazing. Eric Chan, welcome into the chat. Alicante, that's a pretty nice place. Electrical and More says, what consumer unit brand do you currently fit? So we sort of switch between 𝐏𝐸𝐺𝐸 and Fusebox, basically, depending on the project. Those are our two main ones. Both good quality brands. I feel like 𝐏𝐸𝐺𝐸 is a little bit more of a premium brand and a bit more, they've got a bit more long track record, but sometimes Fusebox is a better option because of the product offering. So it just depends on the situation. Both really good quality though and reliable, and we've not had any problems with any of them really. So yeah, those are our main go-tos. How do you feel about 53-year-old apprentices? You know what? Never say never. I mean, it's never too late to get into the industry. Do you follow other tradesmen on YouTube, ones that operate outside of the electrical industry? For example, Kirk Johnstone, the plasterer, or James at Plumber Parts? So James or Jimmy at Plumber Parts is actually a good friend, I would say. I see him person fairly often because his secret location office is right next to ours, actually. So he's literally just over there, basically. He might even be there right now, and he pops in and sees us in this little office and stuff. So yeah, Jimmy's a great guy, and we've done a little bit of collaboration on some content and things like that. He's got a studio that we rent out sometimes to do, and we've done some of our Tools for Sparks content in there, for example. So yeah, Jimmy's a great guy, and shout out to him. I don't know about Kirk Johnston. I don't know him, but I have been following a few other trades YouTubers lately. So Asheville, I do a bit of a fan of the Asheville movement. Nearly on 80 likes. Thanks, guys. Keep hitting that like button. Yeah, amazing channel and amazing to follow Daniel's journey. You know, again, like lots of ups and downs. And I know it well, and it's nice to see other businesses like, and you know, the journey that they go through. It's really interesting, and I think he's a really hardworking guy. You know, not a lot of people realize how much work it takes to run a business, like a growing construction business like that, but also run a media company, basically, which is what he's doing, and it's similar to what we're doing, and it's a ton of work because you are running two businesses, basically. Two businesses that support each other and feed each other, but two businesses that take a lot of work. So hats off to anyone who can do that. And the other one I've been watching lately a little bit is Stellar Scaffolding, which I don't know if you've come across, but yeah, really interesting. He's kind of come out of nowhere, and he's been doing these kind of business vlogs, and somehow I've got a little bit hooked on watching scaffolding go up in a really like artisan-y kind of way. You know, he's just got a lot of attention to detail that I can relate to in the way that we run our business. So yeah, I have to try and get him out to do some scaffolding on one of our projects coming up at some point. But yeah, really interesting to follow that business. I think in general, I'm always on the lookout for other trades who are doing YouTube to see how they're doing it, because especially now I'm running a YouTube for Trades masterclass. We're nearly at the end of our first cohort, and we've been helping a group of people to start and grow their own YouTube channels. It's really opened my eyes to a lot of things. You know, I'm there to teach others how to start and run a YouTube channel, but it's made me view what I do through a different set of eyes. And I've kind of realized that I took a lot of things for granted that I've done over the years to get the channel to where it is today. And now it's kind of automatic. But it's like anything, you know, you just learn over time and then you take it for granted. It's like if you're an electrician, like fitting a consumer unit or doing an EICR or whatever, eventually it becomes just like natural and it feels easy, you know, but that's because you've done it hundreds and hundreds of times. And you have to remember back to what it felt like when you did your first one or your second one, you know. And that's what it's like starting a YouTube channel. It's so hard at the start. There are so many hurdles to overcome, from presenting on camera to, you know, editing, figuring out what to make videos about, trying to figure out how the YouTube algorithm works. There's a ton of stuff. In fact, I don't know if any of our students are in the chat, but it'd be great to hear from any of the YouTube for Trades Masterclass students in the chat. I'll leave a link below to this in this video afterwards to anyone who wants to show interest in joining the next cohort, because we will be opening up spaces for that. But it's been really fun and I've absolutely loved it, and I'm really looking forward to doing the next cohort as well. And the other thing that we've got going on as well is our Electricians business community, which is a free community. We've got nearly 700 people in there now. So for any business owners on here, if you're an electrician trying to run a successful business, even if you're just starting out, all the way up to like, we've got people with hundreds of employees in there, and people with tons of experience. That is an amazing community, and I've been doing loads of like content, putting loads of stuff in there as well to help other business owners. So that's been really fun. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm a bit of a glutton for punishment. I think I like to be busy, so I always end up doing more. And we've just hit 90 likes, so that is awesome. Thank you. Through some more of the comments. Hey brother. Yeah, nice. So would you ever consider taking on any industrial commercial jobs, or is it more specific type of customer you would go for? I would say we do commercial industrial jobs, right? So in terms of what we generally do, it's high-end domestic, but we do industrial commercial. It's just probably about 10% of what we do. It's not really our biggest thing right now. So yeah, it's something that we are doing now, but we'd like to do more of. But I think it's like anything, right? It's the more you do it, the more you get to do it, if that makes sense. So like with our YouTube videos, when we showcase a type of project, say it's like a big ground mount system or something, then we get loads more inquiries for that type of thing. So I've learned now over the years to not showcase jobs that we don't want to get more of, which is why sometimes it's tricky, like making content about very basic electrical stuff, because we're really focused on the renewables side of things and growing that side of the business. So like fitting a smart thermostat or things like that, although it's like stuff that I used to do a lot of, I can't really do that now because I'm going to get flooded with inquiries to fit that smart thermostats, and there's just no money in it for us really to do that kind of stuff now. So we have to showcase the jobs we want more of, and we've got some more big kind of industrial commercial type jobs coming up that we should be able to showcase on the channel, and that will eventually grow that side of the business as well. Jonah Shown, it says, hey mate, congrats on 300k. Thank you. And I think that tick means that you are a new subscriber, which is awesome. So thank you very much. Okay, David Burns says 114,000 stadium in North Korea is the largest. So that means we can nearly fit 3 of the biggest stadiums in the world. We can fill them with subscribers. Wouldn't that be cool? That's amazing. Cozy Cat Limited says, haven't you got a dustpan and brush to learn how to use? Congratulations. Thank you. Yes, I should probably practice and try and use my dustpan and brush at some point. You're right. Electricians are renowned for not knowing how to use those. Who else we got? Johnny, we are Aiton is, what do you think about electrical installations around Europe? Which country do you think is best? Oh, that is a tricky one. I don't have that much experience. So I've worked in the Netherlands, Croatia, France, Portugal. I've seen electrics in Spain and Italy. I think, as from my experience, electrics in the Netherlands are probably the best that I've come across. I've not worked in Germany. I would imagine that their standards are pretty high, but I can't really say, to be honest. I think the further south you go, the more relaxed things get, right? So probably the standards start to slip a little bit and people do their own electrics. Andy Latty says, love to see a collaboration between Artisan Electrics and Nick Bundy. Well, you never know. You never know. Matt Man Slim says, bought 2017 house a couple of years ago, took one of the downlights out and rejoiced when I saw eco joists inside the ceiling. Made a wiring Cat 6 throughout the place a complete breeze. That is a win. In fact, I had a win today. I did a site visit for installing an exercise pool, right? It's one of those, it's called a 𝐒𝐮𝐫. It's like an infinite pool. So it's got like pumps and it basically like you swim against it and you can just infinitely swim. Really cool thing. We've got one of those and we've got sauna going in at this beautiful property in Cambridge. And when I did the survey, I turned up and at the bottom of the garden, on the back of this garden office, near where they want the 𝐒𝐮𝐫 to be, there was a brand new outdoor consumer unit with a brand new 10mm 3-core SWA just sitting there, terminated into the main switch, doing nothing. Just like perfect, ready for a nice 50 amp breaker to go on the end, and then a couple of RCBOs to feed the 𝐒𝐮𝐫 and associated equipment. So that was a really nice experience today, because that doesn't happen often when people are actually thinking ahead and planning for future growth. Like, that was so awesome. And we're nearly at 100 likes, guys. So thanks for all of you who've hit the like button, and amazing that so many people are joining us live. Really appreciate it. So for those of you who've just joined recently, I was saying we've had a crazy, stressful, busy week, but we've accomplished a lot. first ever generator install. We've done our first ever DC expansion packs for Tesla Powerwall 3. We have done a quote for a swim spa. It's all been happening, but we've also had sickness in the team. We've had people's cars going wrong. I've been working long days this week, starting at sort of like 5, finishing at 7 or 8, sometimes 10 p.m. here in the office, just trying to get on top of things. But there's a lot of exciting stuff happening in the background. I'm going to share a really big piece of news with you guys at the end. And we've just hit 101 likes, which is awesome. Keep them coming. So who else we got in the chat? There's loads of brilliant comments. Thank you. So Richard Hines says, just finishing my BS7671 as part of a domestic installer's course, ready to do more on my house. I was recommended to go on an L3 periodic inspection and test. Do you think it would be a good idea? Yeah, you know, periodic inspection and testing is a really useful skill to have, and it's a little bit different from initial verification, which is what you'd kind of learn mostly during your normal domestic installer course. So I definitely say it's a good skill to have, particularly if you are working on your house, you want to do sort of an EICR in it before you start, then it's good to have those kind of skills. And I really appreciate your thanks, Richard, for the content. It's great. We love it when people express appreciation for the content because, like somebody said earlier, we do get our fair share of bashing as well. But it's great when we hear people who express their appreciation for the content. And Max, thanks. Well done, man. 300K. Max, what a great name. Jonah Shone, tick means over 100K subs channel. It used to be called Shadow Foam. Ah, Jonna. Okay, it's you. I know you. You know what? Shadow Foam. Somebody, we visited. I forgot about this. I've done so much this week. It's insane, right? So on, when was it? Wednesday afternoon. Feels like a decade ago already. We went out and visited a customer who has had a terrible solar install done. Like the worst solar panel installation I've ever seen. And there's a twist to it as well because of the way that it's been funded. But you're going to have to wait to watch that video, which will be coming out in the next few weeks. And if you're a channel member, you'll get early access to it, by the way. But that guy, that customer, talked about Shadow Foam. Jonna, he talked about you. I can't remember exactly in what context it was, but he was obviously a fan of your channel. So that's awesome, man. And you know what? I need to talk to you about what I'm going to talk about later on in this video because I might need your help on something. So definitely maybe a collab there in the works. Who knows? David Allen says, do you ever go back to watch your first videos 8 years ago? So normally no, but as part of the YouTube for Trades Masterclass I've been running, I have had to bite the bullet and look back on some of my old content because I realized that it was actually quite intimidating for people who are just starting YouTube to try and aim to put out the kind of content that we put out now. You know, it's a slow process to grow and improve a channel over time. So I've shared some of my like worst videos from back in the day when I just started. Like my first ever video that I did properly, like with me on camera, was unboxing this Fluke tester. And like everything about it was wrong. Like the all bad, like I was not framed properly. It was like a total disaster. So I shared that with my students to basically just show that it's okay. You've got to just start. And even if your content like kind of sucks, start with just start. And every video you will get better. So that's one of the things I would say to anyone who wants to start a YouTube channel. And in the YouTube for Trades Masterclass, we're all about trying to get people to just post one video a week and be consistent, because that's how you grow a channel. Even if you think your videos suck at the start, they will, and they'll get better over time, and that's what happens. And you know, we're still constantly trying to improve our content. Every single video, we want it to be better than the last video. That's like our goal as a team. Like the artisan way in general, whether it's doing electrical work or doing video content, you know, producing content for other people as well, is every single time we want to get better and better and better, you know, because it feels good when you're always trying to push yourself to do better. Amazing. We have got a new channel member, 𝐿 𝐿, thank you so much for joining the Artisan movement. That is awesome. So we have more comments here. Do you just do solar and renewables pretty much these days? No, we don't. I mean, I'd say, like, what percentage is it? We're probably about 80% renewables stuff now. And in terms of our actual turnover, we're probably 95% because those are like bigger, higher value projects. But we really want to look after our customers from changing a socket or a light all the way up to installing a £500,000 solar and battery project. You know, that's what we're all about at Artisan, is being able to really look after the customers and give them 5-star customer service, whether it's a small job or a big job. And I must admit that is getting more challenging as we grow, because we do have to focus our efforts on the bigger stuff, but we still do the smaller stuff as well. So like I said, I did a little fault find call out earlier today. We fixed an EV charger for somebody around the corner as well that was broken. We've done an EICR this week. We do a little bit of everything, but we've also done, you know, mainly big sort of battery and solar installs. That's what we're mainly focusing on, or trying to head into that direction. Louis Money says, should I start a plumbing company or a property maintenance company that does every trade and gets social housing contracts? That sounds like a recipe for disaster to me. That sounds like the most hideous business that you could ever run. But that's just my opinion. Sorry, I'm getting thirsty from talking so much. I'm going to lose my voice. We're on 108 likes now. Thank you, guys. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't done so already. It really helps to get this live stream out to more people. Now, Bob says, ask your company a yes/no question via email. If the answer is no, just say it and I'll move on. Interesting. I will look into this, Bob, after. I'm going to write down your name now, and then I'll search through the emails. Sometimes people's emails go to junk mail, so it might be that we've not seen it, or it depends how long ago you sent it as well. Like, you know, we try to respond pretty quickly, and we're working on our systems to be able to respond to people even quicker. But ultimately, like, we're not perfect still, and it does take us sometimes 48 hours to reply to emails, so just be aware of that. And that is a nice segue into the software that we use, that I've been personally helping to develop, which is 𝐿. So for those of you who are subscribed, like who are electricians in the chat, basically we've created like an amazing tool that helps you to gather all of the information that you need from customers, and just to be more responsive. Because one of the things that I found that has slowed down our interaction with customers is the whole time thing. So you might relate to this. Let me know in the comments if you can relate to this. You are always playing phone tag with customers, where they call you out of hours and they leave a voicemail. Then you call them back during your working time. You can't get through to them because they're at work. And so you play this thing called phone tag, where you're constantly phoning each other and missing each other and leaving voicemails, or they email you. And in general, like, it's normal. Like, if I'm a customer, I'm working 9 to 5. I'm not going to be like phoning or emailing electricians. I'm going to be working. So what do? I've got an electrical problem. In the evening or on the weekend is when I want to talk to an electrician about my electrical problem. So I'm going to email them, or I'm going to phone. So we've built 𝐿 to be able to gather customers' information from them via like a virtual site survey, basically, at a time that's convenient for them. And it's a self-survey, so they can do it on their mobile phone. They can give us a little virtual tour of the property and show us where they want the batteries to go, or the new lights, or show us a picture of the consumer unit so that we can quote them for an EICR. Every single type of electrical job that you might want to do in a property, we've created a custom journey for it. And I've designed it around the questions that I normally ask customers. we're constantly trying to improve it. So today I was talking with the team about improving it with the EV charger questions and some of the ways, like how does a customer select an EV charger? Do they know which brand they want, or do you have to guide them with it? Sometimes they know which brand they want, and then they just want to choose the color and finish. Other times they know what features they want, and you've got to guide them to find the right brand that match their features. And 𝐿 does a lot of that hard work for you in the way that we've built it. So it's just an amazing tool. And yeah, if you want to check it out, you can go to 𝐿 and get a free trial, 30 days. Give it a go. I'd love to hear your feedback. It's really been it's been like 2 years now. I've been working on it and basically it for us, and now starting to share it out with other people. And it's been a huge help for our business for sure. So who else have we got in the chat? We have got Louis is talking about his plumbing business again. Richard, why do gold card holders bash domestic installers so much? I'm sure there are good domestic installers that do a good job. That I absolutely agree with you. And to be honest, I don't have a gold card myself. Even I don't really feel like it's worth that much these days, unless you want to be on a construction site or something. So I've thought about getting one, but I've just never got around to it. I'm totally qualified to be able to get a gold card, but I could never be bothered to do it, to be honest. Domestic installers get a bashing because a lot of them do rubbish work, but that doesn't mean they're all like that. You can't tar everyone with the same brush. It's like heat pumps get a bashing because so many of them are badly installed, but actually heat pumps are not the problem. It's the installers that are the problem. And unfortunately, I don't know if it's the minority or the majority, but the ones who do bad installs make it bad for everyone else. Basically, that's what it comes down to. And it's the same with domestic installers. Would you like to get into heat pumps in the future? I absolutely would. Yeah, in fact, you might have seen in a recent video, Adam from Heat Geek, we did a little bit of a collaboration with him. We've been working on a few projects together. What they're doing is really amazing in trying to raise the bar in the heat pump industry. And I'd like to get involved in that as a business. So I think that's probably going to be one of the next things that we start to take on, is actually getting a heating engineer to join the business and training them in heat pumps, and becoming a Heat Geek approved installer. But there's just a lot going on at the moment, and I have limited time. I've been busy hiring, recruiting, because we've got a number of roles that we're trying to fill. We're still looking out for a purchasing coordinator, so basically procurement. And that's a really key role as we grow the number of projects that we're doing. So somebody to basically keep track of all of the jobs that we get accepted, order all the materials, make sure they all line up correctly, do deals with the suppliers to make sure that we get the best service and the best pricing from our suppliers. We're able to buy in bulk, store some materials. That means that we're going to need to have a stock management system in place to know what we've got where. There's going to be quite a lot involved in this role, and it's something that I'm quite excited to bring on board to the team. So if you're ever interested in joining the Artisan team, and to be honest, it doesn't really matter what your background is. You could be like a tech whiz or something that's been working for a tech company, or whatever it might be. If you'd love to work for Artisan, just let us know, because I'm of the mindset that you can train somebody to do anything. You can't train attitude, but you can train skills. So what we want, we kind of operate a bit like a startup. We're moving fast, we're growing fast. What we want is people with a great attitude, who are willing to work hard, who want to see the growth of a business like ours in the renewable space. And if you're that kind of person, then just drop us an email, jobs@artisanelectrics.co.uk. We'd love to hear from you. Send us a CV and a short video telling us about yourself. This also applies to people who want to join as an apprentice, people who want to join as an electrician's mate or adult learner, people who are already experienced in renewables and want to join our team. We're always out for great people to join our team. So worst case, you send us the thing, you don't hear from us for a while, but your details will be kept on file, and then when we do need that kind of role, we'll reach out to you.
So yeah, we'd love to hear from anyone who wants to join our team. We've got more people in the chat. So Michael Samuels says, do I need some form of electrical qualifications to do cable management? So it depends what you mean by cable management. So if you're talking about cable tray, trunking, etc., like metal munching, as people say in the electrical industry. By the way, thanks for the likes. We're on 117 likes now, and thanks for all of you who've joined so far. Make sure you hit a like if you haven't done so already. You don't need qualifications to do cable management, as in installing the cable tray, trunking, etc. In fact, I've worked on projects before where they actually used the carpenters to do that kind of work, because in a way it's more suitable to that kind of trade, who's used to working with that kind of stuff. And then the electricians can just focus on what they're good at, which is wiring, connecting, testing, you know. So yeah, that's my perspective on it, is that you don't need any kind of qualifications to do that type of thing. Druid Hack says, you haven't done a video on one in a while. Are you still a fan of the Anderson A2, or do you have a recommendation for another clean looking hidden cable alternative? So behind me in the office there, we've got two Anderson A3s that we're going to be fitting over the next couple of weeks. I think it's a great option. Aesthetically, it's, you know, it hides the cable. That's a lot of people want that. The color choice is fantastic. The A2 is slightly bigger, so that's the original one. The A3 is the new, smaller one. A little bit more simplified design. The A2 can go up to 22 kilowatt. The A3 is only a 7 kilowatt EV charger. But yeah, both really great chargers. And in terms of others that are aesthetically pleasing, I would say the Simpson and Partners looks really, really good as well. But obviously, it doesn't hide the cable. So if you want to hide your cable, I don't really know of any alternatives, to be honest. Odin says, what backpack do you use to travel? So I've got my camera backpack down here, which is a Pyg Tech, PYG Tech. I got it off of Amazon. I'll leave a link below afterwards if you want. And then, to be honest, my normal backpack for like my clothes and stuff is not great. So I'm in the market for a good sort of normal travel backpack, something that's good quality, that I can just fit my clothing in. Most of the stuff that I bring with me when I travel is just a lot of like camera gear and drone and everything. So yeah, have you ever used or had any experience with the EcoFlow brand, and what do you think about it? Yeah, so EcoFlow, we have some of their products. We have done the smart panel along with their Delta Pro batteries. I think we have done a couple of those installs. Thanks for all the likes, by the way. 124 likes. We need to beat the number of people who joined in the chat with the number of likes. That's my goal. So yeah, we are not fitting EcoFlow products at the moment. The smart home panel is a little bit tricky to install in the UK. You need to put like one consumer unit with MCBs to feed into the smart panel, and then out of the smart panel back through RCBOs. And it's just a very complex way of doing it. It's kind of designed for the American market, really. Amazing. Thanks for all those likes, guys. So it's just a little button in the bottom right, the little thing. That's what you need to do. Yeah, so we don't really fit many of the EcoFlow products anymore, but they seem to be good, like good quality. I've not got any problems with them. It's just they're not really designed for the UK market. I can see all those likes popping up now. That's amazing. Thanks, guys. Kev the Rev, shortly to move to SN7, is that an area you cover? So that's a really good question. What areas do we cover at Artisan Electrics? The short answer is we cover the entire country, potentially the entire world. I was doing a project in Bordeaux a few weeks ago, doing some consultancy work. We've got clients in Barbados we're consulting for. We've got clients all over the world that we kind of help out on a consultancy basis. But obviously, primarily our installations are based in the UK. And we generally have a rule of thumb when it comes to budget, which decides whether we'll travel or not. So if the client's budget warrants for us to go and stay away and bring the whole team, etc., then we'll do it. But if it's below a certain level where it doesn't make financial sense to do that, then we will recommend a local partner. And we've got this amazing partner network that we're building up of people that we've vetted, that we've built relationships with throughout the country, that we trust that will do a good job. And we can refer our customers over to those partners, and they'll get somebody local who can do the job to a decent standard for them. So if you're a installer who'd like to join our partner network as well, then you can fill out a form to apply, and then we'll go through the vetting process with you. I'll leave a link below in this video to that as well. There's going to be a lot of links in the description below that you'll have to trawl through afterwards, depending on what you're interested in. But yeah, there's a lot to talk about, really. A lot of stuff that we don't really shout about very much, but that is going on. One thing that I've had to do as well recently, which I'm just going to give you a random plug on, is insurance. When you start doing solar and things, your insurances go through the roof. Literally, that's like a bit of a pun, isn't it? But yeah, insurance, like, you've got to be insured to do solar, especially. It's additional to your normal public liability insurance and all of that. And the level that you need goes up for MCS. So it's important to make sure that you've got the right insurances to cover the type of work that you're doing, and also the size of your team. As the team grows, the number of vans. So we've got tools in van insurance. And essentially, I've just had to renew my insurance, and it does cost a small fortune. But Rhino Trade Insurance are absolutely amazing, and they have given us a special discount code to share with you guys. So if you use the code ART5 with Rhino Trade Insurance, you'll get 5% discount on your insurance. So if you're coming up to renewal or anything like that recently, soon, then it's good to definitely get a quote from them. What I'd say about them is they're probably not the cheapest of the cheap, but they are really good, like, in terms of they're not going to just like sell you on stuff that you don't really need. And they'll really look after you. The customer service is amazing, and not all insurances are worth what they say on the tin. So definitely worth checking them out. Again, I'll leave a link below. And what do you think of some of the new sodium batteries? So that's a really good question. I have been asked recently by a startup company who are doing sodium batteries to do a little bit of product development help, shall we say. So I'm in talks with a company about that at the moment. And I'll be honest, at the moment, I'm a little bit on the fence about it. I'm not quite sure. I need to do a bit more homework about it, but we'll see. Dan Rogers offer shares. We're not going public yet, Dan, but you never know. Never say never. When I win the lotto tonight, will you build me a solar array? Absolutely. We would love to help you spend that lottery money. Where in Cambridge are you based? In the reference to the job, so we're South Cambridge, so around the Sawston area. If you know Cambridge, then you'll know that that is where we are based. Can you elaborate, please? What if a customer asked me to tidy up their meter tiles to look more tidy? I think we're going down a rabbit hole that we don't need to go down here, so I'm going to leave that one now. I don't know why you'd just be tidying meter tails. If you're not disconnecting them or reconnecting them, then I guess technically you could just clip them up or something to be a qualified electrician, but I would probably prefer that you don't touch them if you're not a qualified electrician. What do you think of some of the news? Oh yeah, I've already answered that. Sodium batteries, yeah. I mean, that's really interesting technology. So it's quite a new developing technology, and in the past it's not really been very capable, but with some of the new kind of cathode stuff that's happening, I think it's becoming more interesting. They're quite heavy though, but I think the energy densities are getting better, and so that's why they're becoming potentially more mainstream. And I think the materials are more available and more sustainable, maybe. Ref the solar voltage nightmare. Did UKPN come back to you with the go ahead to upgrade to 3-phase? Yeah, it's all happening. We're just waiting for the proper schedule of works to be finalized, basically. Oh, we're nearly there. We're nearly tipped over the likes versus people who've joined. So we just need 5 more likes, guys. If you haven't hit a like yet, please do. Darsen Yuganadam says, hello, Jordan. Love your work, but I'm not an electrician. That's fine. you're welcome here anyway. We love all of our subscribers. What's your next really big project for you guys? So Alex, I'll give you an overview of some of the stuff that we've got coming up. So week after next, we've got 110 panel on a slate roof, 7 slate roofs with with 96 kilowatt hours of battery storage, 50 kilowatt of inverter capacity. That's a big residential property with very heavy energy needs. And we just hit 150 likes. Amazing. Thanks, guys. That is awesome. After that, what have we got? We've got a big 200 kilowatt hour battery system going in. We've got another one where we're going to be ripping out a load of one type of battery and fitting a load of another type of battery. I'm not going to give away which ones we're ripping out and which ones we're putting in, but some of you might be able to guess. There's tons of big projects coming up, a lot of big ground mount projects, big battery projects. So yeah, and some commercial projects as well. Do you think agrivoltaics have potential in the UK? Absolutely, yes. In fact, this is something that I've been looking into a little bit. And yeah, they absolutely do. Like, I really hope that they start to take off. I think agrivoltaics and also carport solar are 2 things that really should start to take off in the UK over the next few years, because they just make so much sense. Vertical bifacial panels or bifacial panels over planting where the light is still able to travel through, and solar panels on carports just make total sense. In fact, I've got an update video coming for you guys about Intersolar with a load of the other stuff that we saw at Intersolar. If you're a channel member, you've probably already got access to that video, or you will have soon, because you guys get early access. And it's amazing, some of the stuff that we saw at Intersolar, just some incredible innovations. Really, really exciting stuff. Death's Keeper, I wish the US had half the quality options for home car chargers. Yeah, I think Hypervolt are working their way out into the US market though, so stay tuned for that. I spoke to the CEO of Hypervolt today, actually, and he said he's out in the US working on some US market stuff at the moment, so that's exciting. Do you think, what's your take on old school electricians? I spent 5 years in apprentice and over 40 years in electrical installation. We were taught all forms of electrical work, including testing and cable man. Yeah, you know, Robert, they don't make electricians like they used to, unfortunately. It's a different world now. Just like everything, isn't it? You know, the world has changed, and there's, yeah. I think if you did an apprenticeship 40 years ago, you probably had an amazing apprenticeship. It was probably pretty tough as well, but you probably learned some serious graft. And nowadays, we've got it easy, really, I would say. Which kind of fault finding do you hate the most? Intermittent faults are the most challenging or annoying or frustrating, I would say, because they're not really easily repeatable. So often it's that fault where, you know, the customer says, oh, everything's stripping out, and then you get there and it's not. And you're like, how can I repeat this fault? Because I don't know what caused it. Those can be tricky. I did a fault find today, and believe it or not, right, I did them with these. So I've got these Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses, right? And they've got cameras in them. And I asked the customer if it was okay to film the fault find on these, and they were fine about it. And I made like a little kind of short form video about it. It was quite an interesting little fault find in the end. So that'll probably be coming on our Instagram page and maybe over on YouTube Shorts as well, or TikTok, probably all of our short form platforms, to be honest, at some point. Okay, so would it make sense to travel to Swindon for a full house rewire, maybe solid 2, buying a house soon, which will need it? We don't really do rewires anymore, but we do have a team, like a partner team that we use for rewires. So definitely get in touch about that, and we can look at giving you a quote for the rewire with our amazing team of subcontractors who just do rewires and are experts at it. And then for the solar side of things, it just depends how big the project is. We basically tend to only travel for like projects with a 50k plus budget. So it depends on how big the house is and stuff. If it's less than 50k, it's not usually worth us traveling, to be honest, from the customer perspective more than anything, because there's a lot of cost involved in us traveling and staying away and giving bonuses for the team to be away from their families and stuff like that, you know. So Okay, so it's nearly an hour, guys, and I just want to share with you a super exciting announcement, and then I'm going to go before I lose my voice. This is what you've all been waiting for, right? I've been wanting to share this with you for ages, but here's the news. We are finally getting a proper headquarters. The Artisan HQ is happening. This little office is where we've been since before COVID, and it's just, I mean, I'll show you. It's tiny for fitting 8 people, office workers and stuff. It's just impossible. So everyone's kind of hybrid. Some people working from home, sometimes taking turns at desks and all of that stuff. Plus, we have only that space there for storing materials right now, and then a couple of containers, basically. So we've been working on it for a while to get ourselves a proper unit where we can store materials, we can have a workshop, we can have a YouTube studio, and we can have a nice office space where the team can all work together. We can have a meeting room where clients can come in. We can show them their designs, because we do a lot of 3D design and 3D modeling now for our solar projects. So we can bring them in and show them what we've designed, which is really cool. There's a ton of benefits to us having a proper space of our own, but it's been quite a work in progress finding the right place. And we're going to be getting the keys in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to have our own space. Now, it's going to take a few months to kit it all out how we want it. So we've got a bit of a renovation project that's going to be happening, and we're really hoping to document it and showcase it on the channel for you guys, so that we can bring you with us and show you all the steps of the fit out. But we're going to need some help with it. So we're really hoping that some sponsors are going to come on board and help us to be able to, showcase using their stuff in our project and be able to make a series of videos about the project. So if any of you who are watching are, work for big brands who would be interested in a project like this, we'd love to hear from you. We've already got some of our loyal regular sponsors who are on board with it, absolutely. But we need as much help as we can get on this. And the aim is that by about September, we should all be moved in and have everything running. It's got space for us to grow as well. So it's probably double what we actually need at the moment, which means we've got room to grow. So it's our kind of home for at least the next 10 years, shall we say. And it's going to be a place where we can really, we can do training as well. We can do more content around different projects, and maybe going a little bit more in depth on certain things with more educational style content, if that's something that you guys would enjoy. It may even be that we get to do the YouTube for Trades Masterclass in person in our YouTube studio at some point, and teach our students face to face how to, present on camera and how to run a YouTube channel and all of that stuff. So yeah, really exciting. It's I can't reveal where it is yet, other than that it's in Cambridgeshire, and we will, as soon as we can, we'll start to share little snippets of it with you guys, either here on the YouTube channel or on the other socials, or both. But yeah, I'm just super proud that we've got here. It's been a long old road to be able to get to the point where it's the right time for us now, because it's quite a big leap. Obviously, financially, it's quite a big investment. But it's really the right time for us now. And we went there with most of the team today and had a little walk around. For some of them, it was the first time that they'd seen it, and it was really, really cool. So yeah, well, exciting. And I just want to share it with you guys. I've been itching to share that with you for quite a while, because there's been so much work to get it all lined up in the background. Yeah, I've not really been able to talk about it very much. So super exciting. Other than that, what else do we have coming up? We've got tons of content in the bank for you guys. You're going to absolutely love some of the videos that we've got coming up. We have filmed some absolute bangers that I'm super excited to share with you guys. So make sure you keep watching every video. Make sure you hit the notification bell and the like button and all of that stuff. Honestly, it really helps. And we just love the fact that you follow our journey. And to our amazing customers who allow us to do super cool solar battery renewable energy projects. We thank you for the support that you give to the company and enabling us to showcase it on the channel. Super blessed to be able to have the kind of amazing customers that we do, and also just the whole team at Artisan. You know, everyone works super hard and is super dedicated, and it's an absolute pleasure. So yeah, I'm going to end it here because I am exhausted after a long day, but thank you so much for joining us. If you're watching back, all of the links will be in the description below. So for those of you who've been watching live, just hop back to the version that we're going to post straight after this, and you'll see all the links for the things that I've talked about in the description below. Thank you so much for joining, and we will see you on the next one.